And welcome out here to the Gillette Gam Plan live here at the Pizza Ranch. And joining us right now is Coach Cameron Anderson with the Campbell County men's basketball team. The Campbell County girls had to cancel today, which is why we are just from 7 to 8. We may even go shorter because no players today. It's just me and you kind of roll it through.
For
So
sure.
we're gonna dive a little deep this week because you've got some tough matches. You've got Thunder Basin on Thursday, and then you turn around, you play Sheridan on Friday, which Sheridan has not lost a conference game yet this season, and they've only lost one game all year long. So obviously their returners came back, and they've had a lot of success in those categories. But Coach, we got to talk about first off getting win over South. That was a big one, but also when you really go back and you look at that Laramie game as well too. In that game setting, you played that game so well that all of a sudden, Jack Andella played good, Ethan Masteller was playing good. It kind of just felt like everything was where you wanted it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think starting with the South game, I was really pleased with our effort from the tip in that game came out, and I felt like we asserted ourselves defensively, pressured the ball, turned them over, and got what we want, which was stuff in transition. And then, like I said before we went live, also made some shots in the first half
Yeah.
finally, which, that was good for a couple of our guys that we know are capable shooters to kind of see the ball go in. And then, Laramie, I mean, really pleased with our defensive effort in that game. And, the offense was good too. I felt like we're maybe settling in on an identity a little bit and starting to really get a good understanding of like Jack and Ethan are a handful down low, So they're
Yes.
two good guys to play through, and then the trickle down effect of that is obviously as
Yeah.
they overhelp. If they want to overhelp, then our guards get open threes, which we saw some of that on Saturday as well. Didn't make as many, but good looks from guys that we know can make shots, and so I was really pleased.
You brought up a great point. Riley Hawk, he finally was able to knock a few down, and he had a lot of good looks, and some of them fell, some of them didn't fall, but we just kind of got like a snippet of what he could do. And definitely, if I'm coaching this squad, I'd be definitely excited, especially from him to Brody Jarvis to Drew Watson as well. I mean, as we talked about, this team's got shooters.
Yeah, for sure. And Drew shot it pretty well for us all season, but I think he's up to I want to say 36% from three now, which is
Wow.
really solid. And then Riley, I mean he's still shooting on some volume, but it's all shots we want him to take. And I think he made 2-3-2 in the last 3 games, so nice to see the ball go in for him. And then Brody, I mean he hit. I think he was 2 for 4, 2 for 5 against South, which that's great. But I also, I look at the Laramie game and it's like he had 0 points. And if you're there and you watch that game, he's still so impactful,
Yes,
despite
yes.
not
Yeah.
scoring. And so I think that's what I love most about Brody is like to me, sometimes the scoring feels like bonus. It's like, he's going to play hard. He's going to defend. He's going to get us into our offense. And we talked a lot, obviously, about the turnovers at Easton Central, and Brody was a part of that. He struggled, and it was uncharacteristic for him, but I was really pleased to see him turn it around against South. I know he was 7 assists to 0 turnovers, and then I think 5 assists to 2 turnovers against Laramie. So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we expect from him, and just him getting us into our stuff is so valuable because I think we saw when, we get in the half court, if we can get a call and execute, like, we're scoring at a pretty high clip,
Right.
in those situations. It's just about, handling pressure and executing our stuff like we need to.
The other thing that we got to bring up, Ethan Masteller shooting 73% from mid range.
Yeah.
I mean, how impressive is that? I mean,
Yeah,
shooting 62 shots.
I mean, he's an incredible athlete, if you come and watch him. And so that's obviously a good starting point, but then he's got a great feel. He plays off 2. He's got his shot fakes. He's very patient. He doesn't force bad shots. He's gifted for sure around the rim, and so that's, like I said, we're kind of trying to help our guys understand that, like, if a kid's making 75% of his twos, we
Yeah.
probably got to find ways to get him more shots at the rim because he's not missing very many, and for the most part, too, he's made his free throws, which is another nice thing. He struggled from the line against Laramie, but uncharacteristic of him there. And so him and Jack are both shooting good free throws, and so yeah, we're telling them just let's go inside, and
Yeah.
they're scoring a lot of them, and the ones they don't, if they're getting fouled and they're making their free throws, I think that's great for us too.
It's always good because like when you can get to the free throw line, there were sometimes we've talked about it already this season that some of these other teams have been getting to the free throw line a lot more than what you guys have. You've been getting to maybe 10 times, they're getting it to 23 times.
Hmm.
But it kind of feels like now you're trying to change that up a little bit. What have you guys done in practice to make sure you guys can get to the line? Because those are just extra bonus shots.
For sure. Yeah. Unguarded bonus shots. And like Jack and Ethan have done a good job of getting to the foul line. I think the emphasis for us has been you look at our guards,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the guys that just, they're not getting the paint, they're not getting the foul line, and they can all make free throws. And so that's where I guess we've just been working on some different stuff offensively to try to get, some of those guys downhill, get them in the paint because yeah, they can score at the rim, they can get to the free throw line, but then it's also going back to the bigs. It's
Yeah.
like if you create an advantage and they have to help, then there's more opportunity for Jack and Ethan at the rim, which is good for us.
Yeah, no, and I mean, we watched Jack Candela this past week. He finished off with 20 points, 10 rebounds on both days, not
Yeah.
not just on one day, but on both days of South and Laramie. It kind of felt like his basketball play style was kind of back in a groove. He's been kind of off for a little bit, but did it kind of look like that he was getting back to the way Jack Candela normally plays?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think, looking at a couple of those games in Cheyenne where you could say he struggled a little bit, but
Mhm.
some of it is like there's just so much focus on him defensively,
Yes.
that it's like he's trying to figure out how to play through some of that still. And so we've been, like we talked about, big on the decision making. It's just
Mhm.
make the right play every single possession. But at the same time, it's like I've been pretty transparent. Like if they're gonna play you one on one,
Yeah.
I don't know, who in the state we don't like that matchup, and so I think we saw some of that. Definitely in the South game where they kind of just said, okay, we're gonna go one on one, and then even Laramie, there was times where they maybe dig or they wanted to send a double, but they're late, and it's like if we catch it deep in the post and you make a quick post move, then yeah, those are easy
Yeah.
baskets for him. And outside of his scoring, going back to the decision making, I just think that was so good this weekend too. I think he had 4 assists against South and
Mhm.
5 versus Laramie, or maybe the other way around. But and really no turnovers either, And
Yeah.
so that's like we're trying to cut down or eliminate the charges and the turnovers out of the double. It's just like just take a second,
Yeah.
see what they give you, and then make the right play. It's like I had to talk with him. I'm like, watch Jokic from the Nuggets. I'm like, does
Yeah.
he do anything fast?
No.
No, it's
Not
just
at all.
he catches and he surveys, and it's
Yeah.
like, is there help coming? Am I one on? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm like, that
No.
like
I think
get
that's a perfect
it's
example.
human nature to like want to be in a hurry,
Yeah.
and rush, but it's also like you got 4 seconds
Yeah.
before you got to dribble if you're not in the paint. So it's like take a second and just see, and
Yeah.
if it's one on one, go for it.
It kind of reminds me also of like Paul Pierce as well too, because
Mhm.
he was pretty
For
patient
sure,
as well.
absolutely, yeah,
He wasn't one of those that
yeah,
fired up the
for
shots.
sure,
But that would be another good example in the case. But
absolutely,
in modern day,
yeah,
Jokic would be
yeah,
the perfect example.
absolutely,
But okay, so we've kind of harped on defense a little bit for the past couple of weeks. It looked like defense was so much better this week. It looked like being able to trap on the fast breaks was really solid. What did you see? What did you guys work on to make sure that your defense was kind of getting back to the Campbell County way? Granted, yes, I know one of them was South, but you faced off a Laramie team that has been really good. I
yeah.
know they're beat up this year, and they're not, as good as what they have been in the past. But when you take a look and you just can't take any of those games for granted.
No, definitely not. I think looking at our league, like we've talked about, it's like there's nobody on the schedule that you look at, and it's like we'll just roll the ball out and kick
Yeah.
the crap out of them, And so it's like you got to be ready to go every game. And defensively, I think, like I said, that some of our struggles that falls on me as a coach because it wasn't prioritized and emphasized the way it should have been from day
Mhm.
one. And so we've changed some things, and uh, the overarching theme is just to be solid, and
Right.
it starts with keeping your guy in front. And I think if you can do that, then it just makes everything so much easier. You know, it's
Yeah.
playing out of those disadvantages, and you're having to rotate, and you're helping, and then you're flying out. It's like that's where defense gets a little bit more complicated, and it's also like helping them understand. Once again, Jack and Ethan,
Yeah.
6'8" at the rim. Just funnel them there and see
Yeah.
what happens. You know what I mean? I'm like, they're going to bother shots at the rim. We're going to get a lot of those rebounds off of the contest. So it's just like we have to understand where our help is, and that's where we want to force the ball. And it's been better, you know. And like Laramie, they got their threes up, and so I think that's the other thing that we're trying to emphasize right now is trusting that help that should be on the midline and not over helping, you know, off the wing or off the corner, and kind of staying home on threes, because that's in my mind the shift in the offense where we're really emphasizing the 2-point shots and the free throws. You know, it's kind of different than how it's maybe been in the past, where Campbell County's always been 3-3-3, you know, is kind of the way things have been. And I guess in my mind, what you can't give up then is 3-3-3 on the other. You know, if you're going to play the two, it's like playing the way we play, and we maybe want to slow the pace a little bit more at times as well. We're maybe not scoring in the 80s or high 70s as much like they did last year, you know? And so it's like, you hold the team to 35, and then we get to do exactly what we want to do offensively. But when you, like we saw Green River, they scored 69 points. You know, it's like you don't want to get in a track meet and they make 12 threes and shoot 24 threes. It's like
it's a lot harder to come back from. If you can keep it to the 35 marker, then you got to do what you want. But if they're hitting 69, then it's just like, this is gonna be a track meet, and those are the types of games. Obviously, this year you don't want to get into, especially because everything's kind of changed. You also, when you lose, Trimmer DeGrange, Lane Ladke, who could literally just spot up, shoot a three from anywhere, and that's kind of. Honestly, that's kind of how I felt like that's how last season's team was around. It was around, Truman, Lane, and Jack getting the ball inside the post or firing it from three outside the paint. This year, different story. This year, it's you want to try and get the ball a little bit more inside to your two big man, or even to with Zach McMillan. I mean, he's played some really good minutes, especially defensively, getting a few different boards as well. I mean, it just kind of feels like everything is coming together, and it's coming together at the right time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm pleased, and I mean, to your point, it's like this is kind of the way we want to play, but you go down 15 in the first half, and then it's hard to say, let's slow it down. Let's what I mean?
No, it's like all right, we got to speed it up.
Up 10, it's a totally different story. Then we can control the pace, and we can play, how we want to play. And I think that, like, from an execution standpoint, the Laramie game was as close to we've been in my eyes in terms of like, this is what we want to do offensively. This is how we want to guard. And the outcome was awesome for our kids. And I'm like, we needed it, frankly. It's like we've had some like close games that you could definitely look back on and be like, hey, you change X, Y, and Z, we probably win that one. You change, limit turnovers, we probably win that one. But it's like, it wasn't happening. And so it's nice to get 2 wins and feel like, I don't know, the weight's lifted off your shoulders at least a little bit. And now two really good tests this week, obviously.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break. We'll be back here in about 2 minutes. Once again, we're live here at the Pizza Ranch. When we come back, we're going to dive a little bit into this Thunder Basin matchup. As always, I like to call it the Battle of Gillette, coming up on Thursday. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back here with more of the Gillette Game Plan live here from the Pizza Ranch.
Looking for exceptional dental care? Powder River Dental is here for you. We are a dedicated team that is committed to creating healthy, beautiful smiles. Whether it is a routine checkup, more involved dental treatments, Invisalign, or implants, our friendly professionals ensure you and your family leave with a smile. Visit us today and discover why Powder River Dental is a trusted choice in your community. Call us at 682-6655 or 682-6771 to schedule your appointment. Come visit the good guys and a gal where our patients are family.
At TCRI Energy Services, we know success starts with setting goals and working hard to reach them. That's why we're proud to support the athletes of Campbell County as they chase their dreams this season. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, dedication and teamwork make all the difference. From all of us at TCRI Energy Services, good luck, athletes. Keep pushing forward, stay focused, and remember, every goal achieved is a step towards success.
Need a quick snack or drink while you refuel? Let's check it out. Welcome to Shell Food Mart, your convenient stop for fuel and food. Our employees don't just work here. They genuinely care about you and your needs. From finding the perfect product to giving you helpful advice, our team goes the extra mile every single day. Looking for something tasty? Check out our favorite snacks and cold drinks. Experience quick and easy checkout. Let's get you on your way. Shell Food Mart, where you'll find great food and friendly.
Fisher Sand and Gravel has you covered for all your projects from large to small, commercial and residential, 2 locations, the State Line Quarry in Beulah and the Newcastle Quarry. Competitive pricing serving the area with over 50 years with great product, knowledge, and service. Call them at 605-642-5760 and see them online at FisherIND.com.
Are you nervous about visiting the dentist? At Bighorn Dental Clinic, we understand and we've got you covered with safe and effective IV sedation. Relax and let us take care of your smile while you stay calm and comfortable. Bighorn Dental Clinic, professional service, personalized care.
Looking for a way to straighten your smile without the hassle of traditional braces? At Bighorn Dental Clinic, we're proud to offer Invisalign, the clear, comfortable, and effective solution to straightening your teeth. BighornDental.com.
Looking for your dream home or the perfect commercial space? Are you considering selling? At Signature Real Estate Group, we've got you covered. Visit us at 1211 South Douglas Highway, Suite 90 for personalized service and expert guidance. Whether selling or investing, our experienced team is here to make your real estate journey smooth, successful, and guide you every step of the way. Call us today at 307-670-9222 and let us help you find the perfect place to call home. Signature Real Estate Group, faith, family, and real estate.
Around here, the work starts early, and we wouldn't have it any other way. From lush green lawns in the summer to reliable snow removal in the winter, we're here year-round to keep your property looking its best.
At Strands Lawn Care, we take pride in every property we touch. From backyards to business fronts, it's about more than landscaping for us. It's about helping our community look its best.
We're your neighbors. We shop at the same stores, our kids go to the same schools, and we treat every property like they're our own.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't just where we work, it's where we live.
Strands Lawn Care. Local people, lasting results.
Save locally at Trends Furniture.
They give a better deal on better quality and sell at a better price. They give a better deal on better quality. So good, you gotta say them twice.
The Mattress Center at Trends Furniture is a place you can shop in peace. Our non-commissioned sales team is here to provide outstanding service to get you a better deal on a new mattress or adjustable base to help you feel rested and energized. Trends Furniture offers payment plans on major brands like Beauty Rest mattresses. To get the best prices and a great night's sleep tonight, visit locally owned Trends Furniture at 408 South Douglas.
Score big this fall with BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging. Our state-of-the-art X-ray and MRI scans deliver crystal clear results faster than a quarterback sneak. With timely scheduling, we'll get you in and out with ease. Trust our expert team to keep you in the game with precise, detailed images and compassionate care. Visit blackrockmri.com or call 682-8228 to schedule your appointment today. BlackRock Advanced Medical Imaging, your health, our precision.
And we'll come back here with more of the Gillette Game Plan live here from the Pizza Ranch. And Coach, before we jump into this Thunder Basin game, one of the teams that we kind of need to talk about the West Side for a moment, because I said that at the very beginning, because I thought this, the West actually looked pretty solid there at the James Johnson tournament. Apparently, I just needed to keep my mouth shut because Kelly Walsh, Neshonoka County coming away with a big win over Green River, 58-22, and Green River was one of those teams that I was like, man, that could be a definite team that we might see up in the top spot. But Natrona's been playing really good basketball as well. But I don't know. I think I opened my mouth up just a little too soon.
No, I mean, there's definitely some good teams coming out of the West. It's a little jumbled over there right now. And if you could say the same about our side,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe the cream hasn't totally risen to the top yet, but Natrona, 2 big wins, and I mean, gosh, we saw them down in Cheyenne, and they are physical, and they guard, and they've got big guards, and so, obviously. Thinking back to our Green River game, like we talked about, where we give up 70 points, and then they hold them to 22. It's like that's a little hard to wrap your head around. But we obviously could have been better defensively, and when they're dialed in, they're probably as good as anybody.
But I mean, you also have to go back and you kind of have to remember. I mean, that was the early team. Now, if you played them again, postseason or something, definitely could be, whole different story.
No, totally. Yep. And I mean, that could be said for a lot of teams over the course of the season, but I have been telling our guys we're not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination, but obviously it was a struggle there. And I just said, we keep working and put our head down, try to get better every day. I don't think there's anybody that's going to be real eager to play us, regionals or state. And so I think that's the way we're kind of trying to approach it is just get better. And like Bubba said, you're playing your best basketball at the end of the season.
Yeah. No, and that's the big key because you have one game on Thursday. As if you're the 1 seed, then obviously you don't have to play on Thursday. You just get to play on Friday. But you win on Thursday, you're in state.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it's a little different here because that you just get the one game, and then if you win, you're in. And that's it. Back home in Oklahoma, we're out in Texas. You go from your districts to regional to area, then to state. And it's like you have to work through all those levels, and you have to win each of those levels to get all the way up to that state title game, or at least be in that runner-up spot. So this team is still in perfect great position, right? You look at it, you're 2-2 in the East, and that's all that matters. That 3-8 record, really, you don't want that 3-8 record, but obviously the conference record is what matters.
For sure. Yep. And that's kind of been what we've been emphasizing. And you learn from those losses. Like you said, I would have liked to win a couple more games in non-conference, but we played some good teams. And then, even some of the games we dropped to Wyoming schools, it's like I said, you're not getting run off the floor. It's not like you're losing by 40, and we're looking at those games that are sometimes, the Green River game's a 3-point game. I think Natrona was 10, Central was 8, and like all of those games, you could point to a lot of different things and be like, you clean this up, you clean, so we're not playing perfect games either. And so, no, you're spot on there.
And it's kind of what we talked about last couple weeks is, second half, that's been the issue. It hasn't been, that first half. It's been that second half trying to put everything 2 and 2 together. This week, you were able to put a first half and a second half together, which is why you were able to win the game. And those are the situations. That's what happened in non-conference areas. You were able to put both halves together. Those probably are all wins.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think we talked about it last week, but that's been the emphasis is like a complete game, 32 minutes, because realistically with the group that we have, that's what we need, like I like our group. We've got a good group, but it's also, you can't play a half of basketball and expect to beat good teams. It's just unrealistic.
Well, let's kind of dive into the Thunder Basin game because obviously you guys are going to be taking on a very good Thunder Basin team. They're 3-1. The only loss so far was to Cheyenne Central. And guess what? They didn't play a second half of basketball, which is why they ended up losing. So, hey, same rules apply in that case because, they were up to a nice sizable lead up to about, I think it was like 15 or 20 points in the first half. And then all of a sudden, here comes Cheyenne Central battling all the way back and getting the job done. And it was pretty impressive. I mean, I'd have to say that Central team's going to be I think they're going to be a really big test.
For sure. Yeah, Central scrappy. They play hard, and, I mean, they shot the ball well in the second half, obviously, against Thunder to climb back into that game. But, yeah, I mean, I know our kids are excited. I'm excited. I've been saying since Saturday when we got done, it's like this week is a really good test for us.
Yeah.
We feel like things are trending in the right direction. But, yeah, you get to play 2 really good teams and see if you're making the improvements, you think you're making.
And you really don't have to travel far either. You get a home battle of Gillette first, and then, You get to drive out to Sheridan on Friday, so not too difficult of road trips this week either.
No. After a trip to Glendive and back-to-back trips to Cheyenne, it's like that sounded pretty good. And
Right.
even last weekend to play at home, it's like I kind of joked, but it's also true. It's like it's nice to have somebody cheering for us when stuff's actually going. It's like you kind of forget that. On the road, it's like you don't get that element of momentum, and it's like. I don't know. We had some plays like Ethan, his dunks. That's just stuff that at home it kind of fuels you. I feel like, and so that was fun to see. But yeah, we'll take it. I'm sure my wife will be happy that I'm a little closer to home to help with the baby those Cheyenne trips. Yeah, she's like, okay, you can come home anytime.
Okay, so let's kind of dive into this because this is your first battle of Gillette that you are the head coach. And obviously, this is a completely different animal. You can prepare for this thing like no one's business, but when you get to the game time, it's going to be a completely thing because it's a rivalry game. It's it's a crosstown matchup that's right there, so it's never all the same. Each game is going to be different, and that's how it was last season as well. When you look at this game, what are things that you guys really need to do to make sure you can keep the home crowd in your pocket throughout the whole game?
I think it goes back to execution. That's been a focal point for us, and controlling your emotions as much as 16 to 18-year-old kids can in those situations. I understand that. Yeah, they're gonna be amped up. They're gonna be ready to go, but it's also that can't impact decision making.
Right.
And you know what I mean? And so it's finding that fine line of like, you can definitely let that stuff fuel you, but it can't be we come out and we just forget about everything we talked about and everything we worked on all week. It's like we still got to execute at a high level.
Yeah. When you're looking at yourself as the as the coach of this awesome matchup that you're about to have, what do you have to do as a head coach to one, keep the guys in check, but two, as a head coach, keeping your emotions in check? I mean, it's a very grueling game, and especially if it gets down to the wire and that type of stuff. What do you have to do to make sure that those all kind of stay where they need to?
Yeah, I think for the boys, like the biggest role I probably play is just the preparation piece of it. Giving them the information they need to be successful and understand, okay, this is what we want to do. These are our advantages. This is, potentially a disadvantage or an area where we could break down, so that they feel prepared going into the game. And then I don't know, I guess my job as a coach is just we preach even keel, and I'd like to think I'm pretty right here. I don't get too high and don't get too low, but it's like we got to remember, like, basketball is always a game of runs, and that stuff's gonna happen.
Yes.
And so it's just you don't get too high, you don't get too low. Be smart with your timeouts, use them when you need to. And if we need to talk about something, then let's stop and do that.
Let's kind of dive into some of these players first. I mean, obviously, Gibby Williams is probably a high part on your radar as well. I mean, guy can rebound, can get to the free throw line. I mean, he leads in every single category besides maybe the mid-range and three-pointers. 44 of 112, shooting 39% from three-point land, but when it comes to rebounds, I mean, he has 107 rebounds already. I mean, what do you guys need to do to make him not a factor?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll start by saying Gibby's a really good player. You laid out. I mean, it's just all facets. He can handle the ball. He's a good passer. Yes, he rebounds great for a guard. He can shoot. He can get to the rim. He makes his free throws. I mean, the list is long. I think anytime you're going against a player like that in my mind, you have to be realistic about the situation. And it's like, we just want everything to be difficult, and it's like, he's going to score to some extent. It's like we said that with Marvin Richard from Pine Ridge going, it's like he averaged 36 points a game last year. Like, you're not going to hold him to 2 points because he's going to shoot and he's going to be aggressive. It's what he's out there to do. I just think, the biggest challenge for us, or what I challenge our players to do, is make everything, no clean threes, no straight line drives. Don't bail him out and put him on the free throw line because he makes 80% of it. It's like, those are free points, and that's the stuff you have to eliminate.
Yeah, and then you also look at his brother Torin. I mean, he's been pretty big, especially defensively. But then you also kind of have to look at some of these other guys. You look at Parker Goalie, Trip Burtsfield, and especially because whenever they're on, they're hitting the shots too, left and right. And one of the things they have done really well is obviously that spread type of offense. Passing the ball around, trying to find those 3-point shots. Um, they play man to man the same way as you guys do. I mean, I don't know if anyone really ever plays zone defense anymore in this area. I mean, I don't even think Sheridan plays zone. Maybe just like one or two times, but very rare. But when you kind of put all those things into factors, you got Torn, you have Tripp, you have Parker. These guys they're gonna shoot shots as you were saying. They're gonna make points. I mean,
for sure. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know, it might have dipped a little bit, but I think they were 40 or 41% from three, going into last weekend. And so, yeah, we watched them play Kelly Walsh when we were down in Cheyenne at the James, and they got it going. I think they ended up there 15 to 24 from three. And it's like, you watch that and you let them get clean looks and they start making shots. Like, they are a scary, scary team for sure. And so it just goes back to being solid defensively, doing what you can to make everything difficult, be there on the catch, and they've got kids that can shoot it for sure. There's no way around that.
Well, Coach, we might get you out of here early, but got a couple more questions for you. We got to talk a little bit about Sheridan because that's going to be the game on Friday. Obviously, they've only lost one game on the year, and as we were kind of talking about, it was a Colorado team that is 14-0. So, when you go back and you look at this team, I mean, you've got Nate Miner, Tanner Hamrick, who's been playing well, but Nate Miner, all facets of basketball, points-wise, rebounds-wise, he's playing really good. He was a handful last season. Beck Hanswell as well, who is committed to go play at the University of Wyoming for football. I mean, this team, when you look at it, it's pretty stacked up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Really good team, and I think we talked about a little bit last week where when you don't lose much and you get, the bulk of that core group back, and a lot of them in similar roles to what they played last year, then, the figuring it out piece of it, that kind of goes out the window, It's like they're ready to go game one, and I think we've seen that. Yeah, they shoot probably 10 guys, and they can all go. There's no drop-off. Like you said, Miner, I mean, as efficient of a scorer as you're going to see in the state of Wyoming, and then the Spielman kid, I mean, holy cow, he was starting to show some signs last year, but it's like he's came into his own for sure. Hamrick, who had a brother that was a really good player, Brutlog, the lefty little guard. I mean, even Breck Reed, the
Breck
football
Reed,
kid, it's like he's a problem too. So we're very aware of what they bring to the table, but I'm excited. It'll be a good test, and I like the way we match up with them. So.
It seems like all the football players decided, hey, we're going to go play basketball now to help out the team. The only difference is Nate Miner. He does not play basketball or does not play football.
Correct,
but obviously he plays basketball. Yeah. But I mean, he was a threat last season as well too. I mean, he was everywhere on and off the court. I mean, inside the paint, I think during the state championship game, I think he was close to probably about 25, 30-ish minutes on the court. I mean, he was pretty much out there the whole entire time, and it was him and Jack Candela going at it, at some points, or it was him and Gibby Williams going at it at some point. I mean, when you set up and look at it, how are you looking at the matchups for this week? There's a lot of great players. You have a lot of great players, but defensively, how are you kind of like thinking about setting this up? Now, don't give us the full rundown. But
I don't want to show my hand too much.
Yeah,
but,
don't do that. But
no, I guess I'll just go back to doing what you can to make things difficult, and understanding. I mean, you say strengths and weaknesses, and the guys you've kind of mentioned, I don't know that either of them have like glaring weaknesses, by any stretch of the imagination. But there's things they want to do for sure, and there's things that I think you can look at a scout and say, we live with that. If that's the shot they're making or that's the way they're going to score, then it's like if you got to give them something, you give them that. And I mean, it's like that's any team. You could look at our,
Absolutely.
What are they saying about Jack? Where are they probably okay with him
Yes.
scoring? You know, it's like, yeah, he can step out and hit a three, but that might be what they want because he's a load down low for sure.
Yes,
There's no way
absolutely.
around it.
So awesome. Well, Coach, I mean, real fast before we get you out of here, what are your keys for the weekend for this team?
I think it's just beating a dead horse, but more of the same. Take care of the basketball, get good shots, and defend and rebound. Which, you know, one thing we didn't talk about was rebounding, but that was like far and away our best two rebounding games. From a defensive rebounding standpoint, like they say 80% of defensive rebounds is like that's an elite defensive rebounding rate, and we were, I think, 87 against South and then 90 against Laramie. And they shot 30% from the field, and they got 3 offensive rebounds. And I told our boys when we watched film, I think 2 of the 3 were rebounds where we were in pretty good rebounding position, and they kind of just squirted away from us, you know, and they ended up with the ball. But no, that's been a focal point for sure, and so I was pleased to see some buy-in there, and yeah, even from our big guys that are really good rebounders. But it's like we talked against, you know, your East, your Sheridans, even Thunder, guys that have offensive rebounders that are going to run up your back with a motor. It's like being big and just turning and looking is not good enough.
It's not going to be good enough.
Go find somebody,
absolutely.
and so yeah, that's been. Even for our big guys, it's something they can do better, but I think they're buying into that, and yeah, we're seeing that when we, you know, put bodies on 5 guys and hold them off, and then come back and clean up rebounds. Like we can be an elite rebounding team, which we should be.
Absolutely. You know, and one of the other things is you mentioned rebounding. You guys had a lot of bonus possessions this past, you know, these few games. I mean, when you get those extra bonus possessions, you know, that kind of draws out the lead a little bit more because those are extra chances to put up those second shots. You know, if you miss the first, there's a second. Or I think at one point you guys got like 4 rebounds in a row, and then you were trying to get the shots to go. So, I mean, those are big positives.
No, for sure. And that's been another thing we've been, you know, it's like offensive rebounding. A big chunk of that is just effort. And you've just got to say, I'm going to go when the shot goes up. And I say, if you take one step and you see the guy standing in front of you, I'm probably good. It's like that's not the effort we need,
right,
you know.
absolutely.
And I'm like, if we got Jack and Ethan and McMillan saying I'm gonna get to the paint, like my life depends on it. Every time a shot goes up, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get 15 offensive rebounds a game. You know, it's just that's the reality. But that falls into the category of things that are sometimes a little bit hard to coach. You know, it's like they've just got to want to do it. It's an effort thing more than anything. And yeah, I think like our effort on the boards was good. Ethan was relentless. McMillan was relentless. Even Riley Hawk, I think, had 3 offensive rebounds this weekend. You know, it's just like he's not a big guy, but that just goes to show.
Hey, small guys can get him, okay?
Stick your nose in there. You know, I'm like, that's half the battle. It's just meandering down in there. And what might happen? The ball might bounce to you.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, if you're 6'8", it's probably going to bounce to you more.
You know, I kind of feel that. I was playing pickup basketball yesterday, and I had a 6-foot guy, and I'm like steering up, and I'm jumping high to get up this rebound. I got a little tip on it, and got the board, but yeah, little guys can get the ball too.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, you gotta find your way in there.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we definitely appreciate your time. We're gonna let you get out of here a little earlier. Maybe go get a little bit more of that grub for you.
All right.
So that way you can get all filled up before heading home and
sounds good.
Taking care of the kiddo.
All right. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Once again, this is Coach Anderson, Chase the Horseman of Horsley. We are here live at the Pizza Ranch here with the Gillette Game Plan. We'll be back here on next Tuesday night. From 6 to 8, girls from 6 to 7, guys from 7 to 8. Then remember, tomorrow we will have Thunder Basin here from 6 to 8 as well. Once again, live here at the Pizza Ranch. We will see you guys later. Have a good one. Stay safe, and make sure you guys go out to the Campbell County and Battle of Gillette this weekend. You got Sheridan on Friday night, and you've got the Battle of Gillette on Thursday. So don't miss out. And we don't know what full station we're going to use yet. It's either going to be on 97.3 or 106.7, but you can watch the game on Horseman Broadcasting and Entertainment and BasonsRadio.com. We'll see you guys later.